Hand protection. We're going to talk about hand protection. Very, very important. I will tell my students all the time that these things will hand your fingers. They will never lie to you. Use these as great little sensors. If you want to see if a valve is closed, use your hands to actually verify that that valve is closed. Don't just look at a valve. Touch everything. Because of that, though, you need to keep your hands safe. So we've got several types of gloves here. These are what we have in the shop. We're going to talk about them. First is a pair of gloves that we don't have in the shop, not for you, but I keep around, and I highly recommend you get your own pair. These are just mechanic gloves, right? These are my personal pair of mechanic gloves. As a maintenance guy, we're going to beat our hands and stuff all the time. We're going to be twisting a ratchet, and our hand's going to slip and hit some piece of metal. We're going to be carrying metal. It's going to be hot or it's going to be sharp. Use this stuff. Use work gloves. I recommend gloves that have rubber ribs here on the back, so when you do beat your hand against something, you will protect your hand. Okay, I go through these all the time. This is my 5th pair in 3 years easily. Next type of gloves, welding gloves. When you're in the welding area, there's a lot of things over there that are going to be hot. Obviously, if you're welding, you have to have gloves on. If you're not welding and you're looking to pick something up, you might want to just grab a pair of welding gloves, because a welder may have been working on something. He heated the metal up, he then sets it down. You don't want to pick that metal up behind him and burn your hands. So we have welding gloves. We'll talk more about these when you get to welding. Then we have cut resistant gloves. Cut resistant gloves, just like the name sounds, they're going to help prevent you from getting cuts in your hands. Okay, this is why we don't have our own shop gloves here, is because if you do need to play with metal, we do have cut resistant gloves. If you're using X-Acto blades, utility knives, get a pair of these gloves on, put them on. They will help from small little nicks. Any huge gouges will go through these gloves. On top of that, we have chemical gloves. If somebody gets hurt around here and there's any type of bloodborne pathogen, vomit, blood, any body fluid, put these on to keep you separated from whatever diseases are inside of that blood. In addition, we deal with a lot of greases and a lot of oils around here. Use these, or any chemicals. These are nitrile gloves. They will stop most chemicals from going through. They're not going to stop everything, but for what we have here in the shop, it will stop everything. Last, I want to show that you can double up on these gloves. If you're doing some type of chemical cutting, we'll do this in the composites a lot. We'll have a pre-impregnated material. We're going to need to cut that material. We'll use a utility knife. Therefore, we're going to use these type of gloves, but these are not chemical resistance gloves. So on top of this, we will then put our chemically resistant gloves. So this gives us the protection from the chemicals as well as from the cutting on the cut resistant glove. It also protects and keeps our cut resistant gloves lasting longer. Okay. I do want to show you how to take off our chemical gloves. Also, chemical gloves are disposable. Don't try to reuse them. When you take it off, just put it straight into the trash can. And I do mean straight into the trash can. Don't leave it on a table like I just did here. Put it into the trash can. But if I have gloves on and these things are contaminated with chemicals, I don't want those chemicals on my skin. That's why I'm wearing these gloves. Best way to take these gloves off, I'm right-handed, so I'll take my right hand and I go under the band of my left hand. I will then pull up and through. Okay, so now the contaminated part is on the inside of the glove. Hold it here and then go on my skin, slide down my skin and go under the glove to get the other glove off. Again, pulling that one inside out. So my left hand glove is inside of here, my right hand glove is inside out. This whole area is protected. Now I can take this, throw it in the trash can. If we do have chemicals around here that have special recommendations, or special needs I should say, special needs for disposal, some type of hazardous material, Obviously, they would not go into the trash can. They would go wherever they need to be disposed of because of that chemical.